just rolled 150 in the 95 LS, and I pulled off just in time to hit this exit called Tower Road. And what a cool space for a Milestone here. Some snow on the side of the road, and unfortunately it is a little bit muddy out here, so I'll be tracking a little bit of that into the car. But this car was Arizona born and raised, I guess you could say. Well, born in Japan, but it was originally sold from Bell Acura in Phoenix in 1995 and never left the state, at least in terms of the Carfax and registration history. So kind of a unique thing for this car to see 4 seasons of weather, and I'm super pleased with how it's doing on this drive. I've got probably 3.5 or 4 hours left to go until I get to my dad's place in Logan, Utah, but enjoying a great Milestone for 150,000 miles here in the Sherwood Green Legend Coupe. I dare to wager that my grandmother's backyard is one of the most photogenic places for car pictures I've ever used. It's right here along Highway 89 in Cache Valley, Utah, the northern end of the state, almost to Idaho, but we have family pictures of my dad and his brothers here in this backyard with their cars back in high school 40, 50 years ago. And it's been a tradition of mine to bring every car that I've ever owned pretty much up here to take pictures in the same location. Of course, Grandma doesn't mind that we drive on her lawn because currently it's a little bit overgrown, and she's actually staying off site at an assisted living facility now, so I'm going to go visit her shortly. But just wanted to commemorate the occasion of this Legend's first time in northern Utah, maybe in its entire life. Taking a little lap around Grandma's. A lot of memories here of this house and everything to do with it. This shed here is where we kept the big wheel 3-wheelers that we would ride down the driveway. This is a pretty busy highway, by the way, and we would ride bike or those trikes on the shoulder. This was 35 years ago, 40 years ago, so things weren't as crazy in terms of the traffic load, but just a really great sense of nostalgia here in Logan, Utah. I ended up coming back here in 2003 or 4 for my undergrad degree from Utah State University, finished up there. And then that's what took me to Phoenix a year later, was my MBA program. So there was a possibility that I would have stayed here forever, but I'm definitely glad that I ended up in Arizona. I love Phoenix. In December, I celebrated 20 years there, in fact, so essentially almost half my life. But anyway, gonna hop in the car, go see Grandma now. She's about 20 minutes away in a facility. Here's the famous PT Cruiser. You saw this in a video. Unfortunately, this side view mirror has busted off, but they bought this thing new, Grandma and my basically step-grandpa, back in 2001 or 2, I think. And it is really rough. Look at the rust on that thing. That's what you get for a northern Utah vehicle.
So how are things with you, Tyson?
Pretty good. After that, they got you put back together. So what is your main, do you still have any skin cancer?
I'm sure I do, but I'm not going to check. I've already had 18 taken off of my face and my neck. 1 on my back. But I won't worry about that.
Yeah. Well, what's the main thing that kind of bothers you right now?
My vision.
Oh.
But you can't do much at 96.
96.2.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I'm very lonely up here.
Well, did you say Jeff was just here today?
Jeff?
Yeah, was he here today?
Donita,
Yeah. Gas was 1/4 a gallon.
25, and bread was a nickel.
A nickel for bread and 25 cents for gas.
Exactly. I remember that. A
Wow.
loaf of bread, 5 cents.
And candy?
Cheap as could be.
Wow.
Penny candy, we called it.
Because it literally cost a penny.
Penny candy.
Yeah. There's my childhood home from elementary school through about age 11 or 12. Crazy memories. And here's where I went to school 20 years ago. This is Utah State University. The building here is called Old Main and is the USU Aggies, thus the A on top. And there's Grandpa. He passed away when I was only 7 years old, almost 8. Unreal.
That's a pretty sunset.
Not too shabby. It is Saturday morning at Dad's house in Providence, Utah, Logan, Utah. This is his backyard, and this is the view he wakes up to every morning. Well, minus the legend, but unreal. This is the Wasatch, or yeah, what mountain range is that? The Wellsville mountain range, sorry. They keep snow on the top till well into the year, probably even Memorial Day or so, but I think we got down to definitely below freezing last night. It was 30 or so, I think. Don't know how happy this car's gonna be after all that, but we can give it a go. I gotta run some stuff over to my cousin. There we go. About 3:20 in the morning Nevada time, but I'm filling up in the Speedy Mart just north of Vegas. In fact, the Las Vegas Motor Speedway is just across the freeway there. A lot of fun events taking place there, including midnight drag races we used to go to 25 years ago. About 4.5 hours to go. This morning I'll be in time, home in time for some work meetings and get back to my routine. And that's a wrap. 1,700 flawless miles on this car. That's the farthest I've taken it in the 5 years I've owned it. Of course, the first 2 years were under complete restoration, but I'm absolutely thrilled with how this car performed. It just rolled 151,000 miles, a little bit outside of town. So deserves a bath sometime this week. But as always, thanks for checking out my journey, and we'll see you next time.